12 old-fashioned European habits that are minimalist habits. Hi guys, this is Diane of Minimize to Maximize, where we embark on a journey to minimize the clutter in our life, to maximize fulfillment, enjoyment, connection, all the things that matter to us. And as you may know or realize from my accent, I am from France. I grew up in France, Europe, and I moved to the US about 15 years ago. And there are some rather big differences between how I was raised and the values and the habits of that time back in France, and the way that people seem to do their life here in the US. And let's talk about it. Let's review those habits that I grew up in Europe and see how they compare to what we have here in the US. And it might be the case that these more American habits are also becoming more dominant in Europe. I do not know because I haven't lived in Europe in more than 20 years. But when I grew up, there were a few things that are actually pretty minimalist, in my opinion. So let's start with number one. Don't throw food away. Throwing food away, when I grew up, was almost a cardinal sin. My parents, grandparents, everybody I used to, hang out with, even at the school cafeteria, you would not throw your food away. Whatever food was given to you, you had to eat it. Now, I'm not advocating for force feeding our children or ourselves if we're really feeling full or whatever. But the main thing was, at home, you have food in the fridge, you're going to eat it. You're not going to throw it away. You have food in the pantry, you're not going to let the food expire and then have to throw it because it's too old. You go to the restaurant, you don't receive gigantic portions you cannot finish. You get just the right amount and you're capable to finish your plate. So throwing away food was a no-no when I was a kid. And I think that's pretty minimalist because it makes you be very in tune with your grocery shopping habit and your food buying habits in general, either for cooking at home or for eating out or having a coffee out with your friends. You eat everything. If you don't finish it, you save it and you eat it later. And that's also okay. But you don't throw away food. That's really something super important from when I grew up. Number two, kind of similar, use your stuff. Any stuff, like if you just don't throw it away. You just don't throw it away. You use it, whatever it is, your things in your kitchen, in your bathroom, in your garden, you use it. Or if you don't use it, maybe it's your kids' clothes, you just pass it on to other people. At the time it was, you pass it on to the next generation. Don't think it really is something desirable these days because the next generation doesn't want the same objects as the former generation. But use things, just don't throw them in the trash. If you don't want them anymore, just give them to family, to friends, to people who could use it, to homeless shelters, emergency shelters, to thrift stores, to Goodwill, to whatever organization needs some funds or needs some objects to support and help other people who don't have these objects. So don't throw away stuff. That was two. Number three, mend stuff. Fix things. Just don't trash it or don't buy brand new because what you have broke. Just fix it around your house. Just patch a hole or mend your clothes. Do little things that are accessible to you. Nowadays we have YouTube. It's very easy to do that. To get the knowledge to fix and mend our own clothing or items. And if you don't know how to do it, you really don't want to do it yourself, maybe you pay or you pay somebody, or you ask a neighbor, a family member to help you with it. That's what community is for, helping each other out. I help you with certain things, you help me with other things. And that is very, it's very beneficial. I think it's pretty minimalist. Okay, number 4. Use real, okay, that one's a big one for me. Use real plates, real utensils, real cups. Don't use disposable paper plates, cups, plastic utensils. It is so very wasteful, and it is so easy to clean your own dishes. It doesn't take that much time to clean a plate, a fork, a spoon, a cup. And if everybody's involved in that process, if you have a large family or you have a large gathering of people, ask for some help. If it seems like it's too much and you don't want to deal with all of the cleanup that happens after eating food, get your kids involved, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your whoever is with you. It doesn't need to all fall on you to clean for everybody else. But do not use disposable plates and utensils. We didn't do that when I grew up. It didn't happen. And it leads me to number 5, which is use real towels, real napkins, real rags. Don't use this, using paper stuff, paper towels. Not something we did. I got introduced to this whole paper towel, paper napkin situation here in the US. What I use in my home are real napkins, real towels and rags. And at the end of the week, I throw all of this into the washing with my clothes, and then I can use it over and over and over again. Now we have washing machines. We really don't need to use paper goods to clean around our house, because you can clean this stuff in your washing machine. So to me, that's a no-brainer. Okay, number 5. Okay. When I grew up, and even the previous generations, European generations, French generations, and probably the same wherever you are in the world, the previous generations used to make their own furniture, their own tools, or they would buy high quality items. You don't buy something that is just for a short period of time. You would buy something for the long term. It was an investment. And so you buy high quality. So don't buy cheap stuff, buy high quality items that would last you years, maybe decades. And in the old days, they would take such good care of their furniture, their plates, their tools, that they would be able to pass it on to the next generation. So there you go. Number 7, turn off the lights, turn off the water, turn off your heater when not in use. When you're not in the room, turn off your lights. If you're not in the room, you don't need to have the heater on. If you're washing your dishes, or you're brushing your teeth, or you're taking a shower, just use the water to make yourself wet, then turn the water off, and then wash yourself, and then rinse yourself. Those were things that I was taught from a very young age by my parents and my grandparents when I stayed with them. And that is very economical. In the long run, it makes a big difference. Okay, number 8. Use a handful of cleaning products to clean your home. Just a handful, like less than 5 is really plenty. Actually, maybe you can do less than 5. I clean my home with dish soap. A lot of the stuff that needs to be scrubbed, I use dish soap. I use an rubbing alcohol spray if I need to sanitize a little bit more certain areas of the bathroom. And I use some white wine vinegar to clean some surfaces, mirrors, easy cleaning, my floors, diluted with some water. So that's 3 products. Maybe sometimes you want to use a little bit of bleach, Clorox, maybe. But we don't need 20 cleaning products to clean our homes. I don't think so. I mean, unless we work in a special kind of facility that requires a very high standard of cleaning, I don't think it's needed to have more than a handful of cleaning products. And so growing up, I think there were probably 2 or 3 cleaning products in my parents' home and in my grandparents' home too. So same goes with number 9. Use a handful of hygiene products. Why have 20, 30, 40 different products in our bathroom to take care of our hygiene? What do we really need? A soap? Shampoo? Maybe. Maybe a conditioner? Maybe. Lotion? What we would call body cream in the UK. That could be enough. A handful is plenty. So number 10 is a bit different. It's money related now. Number 10, don't spend money you do not have. Do not buy on credit. Here in the US, buying on credit, having credit cards, doing credit score is a big thing. In Europe, I grew up being told, if you don't have the money, you don't buy it. You need to save the money first, and then you can buy. So if there's a piece of furniture you really want, you're going to have to save before you go and buy it. The only exception would be you kind of need, these days, some kind of a mortgage or home loan to be able to afford a home, because those are expensive. Those are very expensive. And maybe you can get a loan if you want to buy a brand new car. But growing up, you try to buy cash. You try to buy with money you have. If you don't have it, you don't buy it, period. You can't afford it. That's what it means. And so I think that's really good, a minimalist habit to have. And that leads me to number 11, which is save money. Getting into the habit of saving money to be able to purchase what we really value is really important. And I grew up being taught, save money, save money, save money. And so that's something that I practice these days. And number 12, eat homemade food made at home. Don't eat out conveniently or go and eat convenience store items or go and shop for convenient snacks and go to the restaurant all of the time. This is very expensive and it produces a lot of waste as well. And usually the quality is not as good as buying, as eating food made from scratch. And so this is a very European habit of buying the fresh ingredients and cooking it at home. And not only just cooking it at home and eating it, but also cooking and sharing the food with other people. That was a big habit. We're not meant to eat by ourselves day in, day out, day in, day out. We are social creatures. And so food and eating around, sharing around food is something that is culturally present all over the world. So consider eating fresh, making food with other people, and sharing your meal with others. What do you think about this list, guys? We have 12 habits that come from old Europe. From I'm not that old, but it appears that they could be considered old-fashioned, but I think they are still enduring the test of time, especially if we want to be more minimal and walking this earth more lightly and and uh, and not be weighed down by too much, too many objects, too much food, too much of everything, too much TV consumption, social media consumption. Um, yeah, those were the old days, and I think they're minimalist. What do you guys think? And are there more minimalist habits that you grew up in from, or that you still have to this day that you would like to share with the community? Thank you so much for watching this video, and I really appreciate all of your comments and your likes, and feel free to share and subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.